Hello guys, Carty here. So last time I uploaded a small tutorial trying to make some of you learn new stuff, showing you how to make hats, just small gear, working in the War Z, right? It wasn't that hard, but I noticed there are still some crazy, pissing off people that, face it, are just too dumb to even watch the movie, are too dumb to even listen what I'm telling, and are too dumb that they just decided to make more help threads, asking for the same shits. And even when you tell them just to wait, they're still too dumb to even listen to you. Because face it, this guy is probably some Thailand guy. Like, come on, who gonna use this bloody alien gun? So anyway, as I promised, I gonna start to make a tutorial about guns. So I will start today. Well, I mean, maybe tonight, with simple stuff about just how to make a gun working, just how to import the gun into the War Z. And here is the point. At this movie, I'll just show how to import the gun and how to make it work. But with work, I'll just mean spawning in the hand, scaling perfectly the hand, making it shoot, making it use some kind of ammo, but it still won't be using any attachments. You still won't see any attachments in the game, and no, I won't show how to make custom animations yet. So, for this stuff, we again only need 3D Max. Plus, you need something to import the already existing SCOs. So, there are two possibilities. One is to use a script, a Max script made by our lovely Gigatony, which I got right here. This script just allows you to import any SCO into the 3D Max. Just to give you a note, this option allows you to load any SCO from the game, as I said before, but you're gonna lose a lot of polygons. So I am not recommending you to import any model from the SEO expansion into 3D Max and then export it as SEO, because you're really gonna have a lot of polygons losses and you cannot really fix this. But we're gonna use this way here anyway, because we just need the original gun from the game to for scaling. So the model I prepared, and I think I will probably use it for a whole tutorial with animations and attachments and everything later, will be a special CATS PDW weapon. It's a small assault rifle. So at first we're gonna use animations from, let's say, M4. Yeah, let's say M4. So it's already important for you which gun you're gonna use for scaling down, because the gun you're gonna use for scaling down, you're also supposed to use its animations for the new gun. So if we're gonna use the M4 animations, let's just import the ASR, M4 or M16. But here's the point: you have to import the underscore FPS model, because original War Z models, gun models, are different in FPS and TPS. The TPS model is actually much smaller, and the placing is a bit different than in the FPS. But you can just use the FPS model and then save it as the TPS and FPS. So that's why we're just gonna import, let's say, M60 FPS. It's gonna take a while because the Max script it's kinda buggy, but yeah. Okay, so I got my stuff imported. You cannot see it, but it's there. Just press Z once, and I got my everything zoomed into the weapon. So the gun is actually imported with some bones, but we don't really need them, so we're just gonna get rid of the bones just to leave the weapon. Okay, so here we're just gonna do small boring work, but we just have to rotate this gun, because at this moment we won't be able to scale it down perfectly, because come on, we want the gun to be like standing in the hand perfectly. And sorry if I'm talking a bit and shaking weirdly, but as you can see, it's like 2:30. I'm pretty tired and I just came out from the party, so yeah. So we're just gonna rotate the gun to make it stand like 90 degrees above, come on, 90, Yeah, thank you. Okay, so here we got the weapon, like the original M60. We're gonna use as the base, ready, right? Okay, so now we just have to import the 3D model, the gun we want to use. So I'm gonna use the CAT's PDW as I said before. I got some textures ready also. Okay, so import this little baby here. Yeah, it's a bit big, but don't mind. So we just have to scale it down as before. 1, 1, 1. Cute. It's still too big. Let's say 0.5. Copy, copy, paste, 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 blah, blah, blah. It's still too big, but we are going there. It's not that bad. So we just have to rotate it to fit perfectly the weapon. And before I'm gonna scale it down more, oh wait, I'm just gonna scale it down. Yeah, I'd rather do this. So the place, like your main point of like interesting will be the trigger, because mostly if your new weapon, like new model, right, you're gonna have trigger on the same place as the original gun from the game, right? You actually gonna just help yourself and put the weapon in the perfect position, like you're gonna have it perfectly in your hand. So I think this weapon is scaled down perfectly. Wait a second, I think I'm missing something. Let's just attach this so we just won't lose any polygons. Kind of weird model, but I think it's okay right now. It's okay. So let's just place it here. Like as you can see, the trigger is kind of perfect. Also the size is perfect. It's not really that bad, right? So now we have to place our gun, the new one. It's right here, just literally on the same place as our original gun we imported. Because if we, like, for example, would leave gun here, if we're gonna end, the pivot would be in place like this, we can still get the weapon working in our hands perfectly, but it just can take a bit of time. So just to help us, we're just gonna place it right sorry, right inside the original gun, right? So here is not the funny part, because I'm gonna have to do some scaling to actually place our new gun, which is right now the white outlines, perfectly in the center. So I'm just trying to zoom in as many polygons as I can, and I see it's kind of bad. So we're gonna use our old friend pivot move on the option just to help ourselves here. Thank you, boy. Okay, so it's supposed to be a bit right this. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we got our gun placed in the center. And we are almost ready. All we have to do right now is just to put pivot again in position 0, 0, and 0. So it's literally like in the head and gear system pivot, because the pivot just have to be here because it will be the position. Sorry, it is the main position the game gonna load the gun from you. Okay, but before that we are missing one thing. So we got our pivot ready in 0.0.0, but at this moment, if you're gonna export the gun, it's gonna work in third person. Yeah, for sure. In first person, you're gonna have a small problem. So what we are missing? So we are missing the rigging, like with the heads. But Carty, there are no bones here. So no worries, lads. We just have to make a bone by ourselves. So if you don't know where are the options to make the bones, you just go on the right side of the window. You just go into create. Then from the second bar, you just go into systems. And then you got the bones. So at this moment, you just click any place, click again, and you are done. Then, like, wait, oh my god, those bones are kind of big as hell. Let's just scale it down, scale it down, scale it down, scale it down. Okay, so let's just hide this for a second. This little boy here is the main bone we're gonna use for rigging. This bone gonna stands for the root that your animations in first person actually need to show the weapon in the hands. So this bone, of course, has to be placed in 0.000. So, and this bone is called bone root. So remember, you need this one bone, and it has to be bone root. It cannot be anything like bone crab, bone weapon, bone 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to be bone root. Okay. So when you are done with this, we just have to rig our new weapon. Like before with the heads, we just take the model, go into the modify, then from modifier list just take skin, and from in the skin table just add a skin called bone root. So yeah, at this place our gun is rigged. So it's supposed to work right now, right? But we're just gonna prepare some more stuff just to have less work in the future. So in the hat video, there was one guy who just tried to tell me that I forgot to use the material menu in the 3D Max, because in the earlier movie I actually added the SEO of the hat from the first movie. I added the SEO to find the material line and change the name to load the original material. With the I could do it then, but I was literally lazy, so I'm just gonna do it now. So in the material editor, we actually place the textures onto the model on the 3D Max. Somebody can just think, but you're gonna only use that to see the textures of the model in the 3D Max. Yes, and also no, that's not all. Because you see this stuff here, it's material 25. If you're gonna call it ASR cats and just press assign material to selection, and there's this little window here said show shaded material in viewport. At this moment we actually connected this file, which is gonna stand for material file, into the weapon. So our SEO of the weapon gonna have actually already saved option to load material called ASR cats. We can just add a texture just to test how it's gonna look. And there she is. So our gun have texture like this. It's black, but it's gonna be a bit different in the studio because 3D Max doesn't have any light source at this project I open right now, right? So no worries, everything gonna be alright. Okay, we also have to we don't have to, but we should just also rename the file. So it will be ASR cats FPS. It doesn't have to be FPS, but I'm just calling this model FPS because it is rigged. So and the weapon will be exported from the 3D Max as the SEO, VGT, and the third file, which is SQL, which stands for skeleton. Yeah, because we got small bone here, like the bone root, and it's connected to weapon, so it's really important. At this point, we are kind of done with 3D Max, so we just export the model from the 3D Max. Now we can use export scene because this small project just is made out of everything we really wanted. So just export scene, and here you got two possibilities. I can export materials, which actually gonna make one more file, which is material file with the same name as we named in the material window. But the small problem is this material file is empty of any options. I will show you. Okay, it's done. 3D Max export. So here we got our FPS, those three files of the gun, right? Just put in them. And here we got the materials of the weapon done. But here's the thing. Look at those materials here. That's just the name of the file and one texture only. And the correct material, like the good material file, should look like this. It's here. You see? There are more lines. You got options for speculars. You got normal and specular map loading options. You got effects, reflex, and other shits. So we just gonna like copy all this file here, all those lines, and just place them in our new material for the ASR cats. Okay, so copy, save, and we are still not ready because, sorry, 3D Max don't like for me. With copying the new options, you can see that in the texture, normal and specular, I actually use the AK12, the one you got on the raid zone. If you don't know, you can download it. But I got my textures ready here, the ASR Cuts D and NS. This one stands for textures, normal maps, and specular maps. So we just have to rename those file here. So it's ASR cats and copy. So ASR cats, ASR cats, ASR cats, specular, normal, diffuse. Yep. Okay. So now we can start putting those files here into the studio. So we're just gonna prepare the file called carty cats, and we're gonna just fill this folder with everything we made. All right? Okay, no problem. Just some clearing. Sorry for the mess. Okay, so as we know, textures go to textures, materials go to materials. Those three files go here. Okay, now we are missing one more file, which is the TPS model. So what we gotta do now, somebody can ask me. Just looking here. So all we have to do is just copy the FPS model, paste, and change from ASR cats FPS to just simply ASR cats. At this moment we got the TPS model, which just doesn't need SQL FGT, and FPS model, because here's the funny thing. Pivot placement is needed for FPS as well for TPS, but the bone root is only needed for first person model. But better just do it all the time just to be sure. Okay. Now here's the really important stuff. As we did weapon, we also need to prepare some animations. But a lot of people can be like, but dude, you're still not showing us how to make animations. So here's the thing. Since, as you remember, we used M16, right? We used bloody M16 as the base. So we're gonna also take M60 animations. So let's see, for all M60 animations, these are here. Just copy them, right? Because we will need to rename all of them. I could just do some editing of the movie, but well, I got something better, which is just, where is this bloody hell? I don't know, but I just got a small file, a bad file. We're just gonna change all names of the files I got in this folder. So we're just gonna change all M60s into cats, right? Save, use, voila, done. Okay, so animations are almost done. But here's the thing I forgot to tell you about 3D Max. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you which to export. At this, so in the animations, here we got those three. You can see fire, idle, and reload. We cannot use those three because it will just fuck up the model. I will show you later how it's gonna look. Okay, so we're just gonna remove it here just for later testing, and you have to export an animation. At this moment, animation just gonna stand for a whole gun. I mean, sorry, for not whole gun, but for the placing of bones. So we're just gonna put animations. So in my 3D Max export, I got test animation re-exported. Test because, well, I had no name in the work file here, so it always gonna be exported as test. So just have to give them those three names here. Reload, so it's this. Then copy. Then we're gonna use fire. And then we're gonna use idle. Okay. We got three animations done, ready. So just put them in the family reunion with all original M60 animations, but with the rename. Now we just take those animations and put them back in the animation 5 folder. Okay? We are still not done yet with the animations, guys. Now we have to open the animation list CS file. I'm using the Notepad++, but honestly I saw people using even Excel to edit this. So remember, we used M16, so we have to look for the M16 line, which is here. You see? Here. We have to copy the whole line and put it in new place. And now the thing. You have to rename the ASR M60 into ASR Cats, as our new gun is called. But you don't have to rename all animations here. You just have to rename the first thing, which is this. Because the rest, you don't care about this. Just leave the original names there. As long as you're not working on the custom animations, you don't care about this. So at this point, we are done with the animations. We are done. Okay, so now we just have to put our new gun working into the itemdb. So we use the M16, remember? So we have to use M16 itemdb. Okay, somebody can be like, you don't have to take M16 itemdb. I agree with that. But just for my sake, just let's use it, because I know some people's taking other itemdbs, and somehow the weapons sometimes can fuck off and fucked up totally. Okay, so we got the itemdb for a new gun ready. Okay, as always, we have to give the new ID. Let's just say 32232223. Okay. Now we got more things to change. So, file name. We don't use anymore the. Our new weapon is called not ASR M16, but ASR Cats. So we just have to change this M60 to Cats. Same here. Animation prefix. We are not using M16 animation prefix. We are using ASR Cats. So we're gonna edit this as well. Cats. Okay. File place. You remember that from the headgear, so I'm just gonna do it right here. Weapons to Carty Cats, because this is the directory when we got our weapon, and ASR M16 SEO is into ASR Cats SEO. Okay, oh my god, it's 22 minutes already. All the lines, let's see. All the lines are pretty already done. Yeah, they are done. Okay. Everything else is just up to you. You don't have to do it, right? So I'll just test this weapon in the studio. Let's see if it's gonna work. Because I won't lie, the last time I did this was a lot of time ago with this way, and I won't be surprised if I'm gonna fail something. So sorry. But I guess if I'm gonna fail, I will just record a new movie. Because doing a 1 hour movie or even more, it will be just pain in the ass. But yeah. Physics editor, because I just want everything to load fast, but it seems it just won't work fast. So, spawn the character, as we all bloody know. Come on, work faster, work faster, work faster, please work faster. Thank you for not responding. I love you. Wait. Animation. Oh yeah. Ignore the guy. So this is the thing. I remember when we did the animations line here, right? This is kind of stupid because you see this small error here. It seems there is missing SR Cats animations, but it's not because it's here. The thing is, this is kind of weird, but the thing is, I would need to also edit the HUD icon and store icon here into ASR Cats. But we don't have to. It's just a studio. You can do it later, at the end. Alright? So look. Because our gun is still using M60 store icon, it will be called M60 also in the weapon list. So I don't know which M60 is the good M60. We can see we got the original M60, so it's the second M60. And it should work, you see? We got a weapon. It's a case PDW, actually. So, you can see, I got the gun. It works. It got sounds. You see, the magazine is not working because, as I said, it's just a simple gun, simple importing the gun. As I said, there are no attachments, just working gun you can shoot, reload, use, run, drop, or anything. And because we use this, and also remember, we use the same model from first person to third person. So with this work, we got our third person already done, which is using also the same texture and material as the first person. So with this thing, you already got a trick that allows you to even make your work with textures smaller, because you just have to edit one texture to edit whole gun. You don't have to make two skins for third person and first person like for the original weapons files, because I got this gun. You see, everything is working. No, so we can, but as I said, it's not perfect because it should not be perfect, because this is a simple way. I will of course try to make some updates, how to make better working weapons, because, well, some of you should get the help, but some of you should not. Face it. If I'm gonna see more of people like this, oh, but how to do this, how to do that, and by telling them, guys, you got everything in the movie, just listen and wait. If more people just gonna be assholes like this, I just gonna give up. And if not, the next thing you're gonna get will be having attachments working, just like I did with this AK-12 before. As I said, you can get the AK-12 from the bloody Raison. I uploaded this. You see, everything is working. I got silencer, I got scope, I can take flashlights or not, I can put forward grip or not. So yeah. And if everything gonna be really nice and I really gonna get more support and love, I will try to help you doing this. Yeah, custom animations, because why not? I mean, I just want to prove to one guy, the name is classified, but maybe some of you will get it, that having access to official files from the Warzy is not necessary to have some skill with doing stuff into this game. That's why I'm doing those tutorials. So guys, thank you for watching, I hope I helped you, see you soon, and good luck working with those guns. Oh yeah, and see you soon.